it just boosts my confidence, when you shake hands. Once upon a time, there was a small kingdom. This kingdom was tyrannized by a giant dragon. This dragon stood taller than the tallest mountain, with thick black scales and his red eyes glowing with hate. Some tried to fight the dragon. Whether they were brave or foolish was difficult to say, but soon they realized that the dragon was impossible to slay. The dragon demanded from humankind a tribute. 10,000 men and women to be delivered to the foot of the mountain whence it lives every dawn to be eaten. And humans, powerless against the dragon, came to accept the gruesome fact that everyone's final moments will be in its maw. After years passed, the kingdom began accepting the dragon. And the kingdom began teaching children that the dragon had its place on top of the food chain, and that the dragon is good, because their shorter lives leads them to live a good life rather than just merely staying alive. After hundreds of years, and as technology progresses, a few scientists argued that it might be time for a new attack, as they have invented a material so sharp that it could pierce through the dragon's scale. And they argued that if we could make a projectile out of this material and we could launch it like a rocket, we could potentially kill the dragon. And the lead scientist said, the sooner we work on this project, the sooner we will overcome the dragon. And the king, hearing about this project, he decided to hold a conference. The conference took place on the darkest day of the year and on the final day of the year, on the royal castle hall, the largest hall there is, with people packed in every single corner of the aisles. The lead scientist spoke first. We believe that this device would work, and with the required amount of funding, we could finish this project in 20 years, and with more funding, we believe we could finish this in 10 years. And keep in mind, the sooner we work on this, the sooner we will overcome the dragon. Next, the king's advisor spoke. Killing the dragon, which might seem like such a good thing to do, would deflect us from the true purpose of our life, of living well, rather than just merely staying alive. Besides, failure would mean the dragon would kill all of humanity. The dragon is necessary, the dragon is good. The great hall went silent. But breaking through the silence, a little kid with a red nose stood up and said, "The dragon is bad. It killed my grandma." And from another corner, a man stood up. "The dragon also killed my wife." And from another corner, "The dragon killed my daughter." And as many, many more people stood up, sharing the weight of the grief on their shoulders, the king stood up and announced, "Let us kill the dragon. Let us end the suffering." Thus began a technological race against time, with every single resource on the kingdom focused on one purpose. Test missiles were launched only to fly to the opposite direction intended, or even barely lift off. And after years of trial and error, they managed to create a successful prototype, and the king, with confidence, set the launch date to be on New Year's Eve, 12 years after commencing the project. The New Year's Eve was freezing, with crowds packed near the launch site, hoping that they would kill the dragon on that day. It was T-minus 5 minutes. A young man frantically ran to the king and begged, "My king, please stop the last train towards the mountain. My father is on that train." The king replied, "Sorry, young man, I cannot do it. I'm afraid it will alert the dragon." As the clouds above their head poured down the rain, the king realizes that this young man was the kid from the conference 12 years ago. And he continued, "Had we awoken from the acceptance of the dragon sooner, your father wouldn't have to die. The king stared at the countdown clock 5 seconds before launch. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. A ball of fire enveloped the launch pad, and a white fire flies towards the sky, and it hit the head of the dragon. And as people see the shadow on the horizon tumble and fall, cries of joy rises in the crowd. And under the huge downpour, they celebrated the end of the fear of the dragon Tyrant. Long live the king. Long live us all. The end. Now, the writer of the story notes that the dragon is like a metaphor for aging. You will inevitably die to aging. And he argues that one day we might be able to cure or even stop aging, and that the sooner we work on it, the sooner we will overcome aging. But for me, the dragon is like a long-held fear. In the story, there was a long-held fear that the dragon was unkillable, invincible, impossible to slay. But eventually, they were able to overcome the dragon. Ladies and gentlemen, me myself, I also have a long-held fear. I fear of public speaking. I used to, at least. Now I have worked on it, and I have managed to overcome my fears. Now I want you all to think of a long-held fear that you may have. Whether it be, I'm an introvert, I don't talk much, or I am not a smart person, or I don't know how to do public speaking, I don't know what to say, or whatever it is, long-held fear that you might have. I tell you that you also could overcome this long-held fear, because the sooner you work on it, the sooner you will, and I believe you will, overcome it. Back to you.